Welcome back to Into the Black. If it feels like you were just here, it's because you were. We've moved to our new time on Monday nights to free up all of our weeks and bring you a nice, concise block of fun Jetsam Academy content right at the beginning of the week. Uh, our players tonight are Pip, the one, the only, the mechanic. Klobnesis, the smartest cow you'll ever meet. And finally, Maynala, the buffest diplomat you'll ever meet.
It's true.
Buffest diplomat in the Vesknasium.
Are there a lot of
Tonight,
diplomats in the Vesknasium?
everywhere.
Would you call it?
Tonight, sadly, Paranoid Percy will not be with us. Alex is currently unraveling a government conspiracy to turn everyone into panthers.
Makes sense.
It's complex. When last we left our heroes, they had just arrived at Absalom Station after successfully neutralizing a threat on a Jungle Box station. Klob somehow has seemingly bonded with this strange proto-draconic idol.
Don't know what you're talking about.
And they have, extra cash in their pocket, ready to go. You guys arrive, you dock. Where would you like to dock?
Ooh, we haven't given the report yet, so we can ask to dock with the stewards if we want.
We did already dock because Lemmy got off and a few other.
Yes, but I didn't ask you where you wanted to dock, so do you want to dock at like a nice dock, a super cheap dock, a middle of the
cheap
road
dock
dock?
as always.
Excellent. Super cheap dock. It's the same one as before.
Here's the thing about the other dock. You're not even paying for anything substantial. It's literally just the location. You can get a taxi to wherever you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
They're just charging you at the ass to, polish down your windows. The windows don't get dirty. It's space. There's nothing out there to hit them.
I always feel more clean when they do that window washing. I don't know. It's probably psychological.
Space debris and dust and stuff, and probably some of it gets on the windshield.
Yeah, it's
Maybe
about
sensors.
feeling clean.
That would be interesting if the windshield was critical for, piloting a spaceship, but you don't pilot based on your glass windows.
You don't navigate visually.
You navigate on instruments
Nobody,
and sensors.
nobody's complained about a nice viewport. That's what I'll say. All right, cool. So yeah, we help Lammy get back with his folks. And Percy and I were able to figure out at the end of last episode that Klob is hallucinating, but medically he's fine, and there's nothing that's showing up on any of our tests.
As far as you know,
That
Klob
would-
is physically okay, but he was lying when he said, "I'm not hallucinating."
Right.
Badly lying.
So
He was lying okay.
yeah, so Percy and I were both kind of tossed up hands, we're the science people and we don't got no more science to try, so we're gonna try other stuff, probably religious stuff or magic stuff, like a cleric. But
Yeah, that would work.
yeah, I'm not sure how.
You didn't talk to me about any of that, right?
Nope.
All right, cool.
I let everyone else except Chicken and you in on that. So you and Chicken in the dark, man.
Well, I meant Dr. Coma is off the ship, right? We gave her to the stewards.
Yes.
Yeah. So Dr. Vage had quite the time last moment. Yeah, she left. She was given into the care of the stewards for questioning when we were near Castrovel. We didn't even keep her on the ship with us before we went in the drift.
Got it.
Lammy was with us, but that's because he was still in a coma. And then when we arrived, we also handed him over to the stewards for questioning,
Yep.
Cool.
since they're the only survivors.
All right. Well, I'm ready to go do some shopping. I had some trouble back there. These old trusty, it works, but it's not always the best. It's plants and
Yeah,
whatnot.
we do need to go shopping.
I think you should get a flamethrower.
Flamethrower sounds all right. I was thinking like a buzzy, like one of those joke buzzers, only bigger. I do a lot of
A
running.
taser?
Just
And
we've had
plus,
to
it would
deal
make
with
my football
a
game
lot
really
of
good.
plants lately, and I imagine that flame from a flamethrower would be particularly effective.
I think Pip has seen Alien.
Absolutely.
We also need to figure out what we wanted to put in our report. Like we got the reward because we got the stuff, but like we needed to figure out what we wanted to say in our report to the stewards about what we found on Euro Station. They don't know, I guess, that we looked at the black box, so we don't need to write any of the stuff we found from that in it if we don't want. Uh, but we narrowed it down kind of a lot if we want to bring them in on what we're investigating. Like the video analysis that Klob did, we found out that the figure looks like possibly a Keshti, which is a mammalian species that's half dragon, and they have 3 digits. They're reptilian. That's
Weird guys.
Yeah, man.
Maybe like a fire flame pistol, something like that.
For you, for shopping, a flame pistol.
So let's follow first.
I was just
Manala,
like
where you're
some stuff, so we don't.
well, you're writing up the report because I think they're going to leave it to you mostly.
Probably. Them.
Klob, where do you want to go?
I want to go shopping.
So would you like to go legitimate shopping, or would you like to talk to criminal contacts and go illegal shopping?
Oh,
Because you know people.
I do know people, and I probably don't want to, buy a weapon. You got to sign your name. Somebody could find out. Yeah, probably a bad idea. Still got buddies here. Buddies.
People who will do business with you.
Yeah.
Not as many as you used to, but you've definitely got folks.
Perfect. I'll sleuth around the we landed in a ratty little spaceport, so I'm sure that it's easy to find some shaky back alleys.
You go down Spire, and you know one guy who you are certain will do business with you. He doesn't have the best selection, but he's trustworthy, and you know he doesn't want you dead. His name's John Ditcher.
Nice.
He's
Ditcher?
a half-orc. Ditcher.
Sounds like something you don't want on a mission. He might just leave.
His name's John Ditcher. He's a half-orc, and he's reliable. If you'd like to try to find other people who might be willing to do business, I'd take a culture check.
I'll do a culture check because I'll ask around. I want to find the best stuff if possible, and plus I don't want to keep on reusing the same contacts if I can avoid it. Let me find that. I don't think it's that high. It's not. 9. Probably good enough.
9. You know about John, and you know about a new person in town, a new person you haven't heard of, an old Vesk woman named Nanny Business. That's how she goes. That's what she goes by.
Nanny business.
Just don't ask. All right. Where's she? Like, I imagine she's somewhere like down some machine parts. There's like garbage compactors down at the very bowels of the ship where everything shoots down to, and she's like on one of the chute levels.
Her middle name is Or, so she's Nanny or business.
Her name is Nanny or Business.
Some people call her Nanny O.
Yeah, you find out that she's sort of running this like shelter for in the Vest Quarter, like kind of a homeless shelter thing that she seems that you hear she's using as a way to move lots of stuff because there's people coming and going constantly.
All right, cool. And you said she's Vesk?
She's Vesk.
All right.
John Ditcher is down Spire in a. You think if he's still in the same trash compactor he was before, he'll be easy to find.
I'll try old Nanny-O.
Sure.
So I'll locate her, and I don't know if she has guards or anything.
You go to the Vest Quarter. You arrive, and there's you find the shelter. It's sort of back in an alleyway. It's a little run down, but it seems to be a real one. Like it seems to actually be functioning as a shelter.
Nice. Wow. Who's it sheltering? Sorry, just.
Mostly Vesk. Some other races, all very very poor.
All right. Yeah, I'll look around and take in the sights, but yeah, seems like my kind of place. Nobody looks at these kinds of places. It's great. Smart business lady.
All right, you come in. And what do you? It's sort of there's people milling around. There's a few people who are wearing sort of uniforms who look like they work there, but no one matches the description that you heard.
I look for an old Vesk.
If you wait around a little while, one does come out. Um, she's huge, um, colorful scales, brightly colored scales, faded by age. On her hip, she's some kind of very large, sort of hand cannon looking sidearm. And then draped around her shoulders is this long, colorful quilted scarf. Uh, and she's carrying a basket of strange foods, fruits mostly, and handing them out.
Fruit.
All right.
You think some of them you recognize are like Vesk foods.
Ooh, I want to try some. I mean, I
So
probably
you go,
could, to be honest. Are they
you go
like?
up to her.
Yeah, I'll
You
go
go,
up to her before saying anything else. I'm just gonna like point at something I don't recognize on her plate and be like, think I could have one of those.
she's handing stuff out, and you just get one, and she's like, "Of course."
Ah,
Uh, and it's
Nice.
like this weird, like round, purple fruit that's been baked and stuffed with something, and it's killer. It's really
okay.
good. And then as you keep eating, you realize the stuff it's stuffed with is meat,
Nice.
but like it's pretty good.
But it's like candied meat because it was baked with fruit.
Yeah, it's good.
That's cool.
Um,
Best meat pies are good.
um, and she sort of finishes handing out the food, has the basket under one arm, and comes over and looks down at you, which is saying something. Um, Not very far, but she is bigger than you, and says, "You don't look as down on your luck as everybody else here. I can practically hear the credits on your cred stick."
Yeah. Well, I'm maybe looking for something else.
What kind of something else? I've been known to find things for people.
Well, I asked around, got told about Mrs. Nanny O, and when it comes to, you know,
Yeah.
technological gadgets of destruction, the Vesk are the best.
Uh, Her sort of scales kind of the colors sort of flutter for a second, um, and then she says, "Right this way." And she goes into the kitchen. It's a big kitchen. Puts the basket down, and there's something else that she's cooking that she's working on. And she says, "So what are you looking for specifically?"
Well, I was thinking something with flames, something that I could, start fires with, but if not that, I know they run around pulse gauntlets around this place, give people a nice shock.
Pulse gauntlets, all right. How big are we talking for this flamer you're looking for?
I mean,
Something concealable or a little more heavy duty?
I don't need to conceal it.
I know I want something discreet.
I do have a friend that wants something discreet,
Something discreet, all right. Um,
but I'm not sure what. She seems to like energy pistols. I don't know what weapons you use.
She's a stun gun,
I
basically.
use whatever. So I just want it to be discreet. So if there's something cool she has, I'll take it. But if not, it's fine.
um, and for your flame weapon, are you looking for something like this? And she pulls out this little sort of knife thing that she pushes a button on, and the edge starts to burn, and she is cutting something up, or a little more aggressive.
Maybe not so much kitchenware. The you know
Um,
Oh my gosh. A cow
she
is
says,
so much fun.
"This way." Her food seems to be at a place where she can leave it, and she pulls someone over to work on it, and she takes you into the back, and she opens up one crate, and there's a couple small flame pistols in it, packed under a bunch of other random junk. There is one sort of flame rifle, um, and then she says, "And I've got a lead on something much bigger, if you're willing to pay for it."
a lead on what? Bigger?
Um,
These things look great. But I'm not.
uh,
I'm not ruling out any of my options. Don't worry. I want to hear about this job.
she says, how would you like an industrial uh, uh,
Just
salamander class flamethrower?
Those are the ones that spit the liquid all over, right? It bursts.
It's the one. It's the kind they use to clear jungle boxes sometimes.
Those are the ones that they took out half of the shit. What are the undead on Zhizhib, whatever the planet's called?
Oh yeah.
Whatever those guys are called. They used those in those wars, didn't they?
Eox?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eox. The Eoxian wars.
The very same.
Do you know where to get one?
I do.
Those are like super illegal, right?
Very, very, very illegal for a civilian to have. It's not like these. You need training to use it. Do you know how to use such a thing?
No, but training is something I'm good at.
It's a heavy weapon. Do you have proficiency in heavy weapons?
No, but I was already thinking about taking it.
All right. And she says, it won't be easy to get.
I mean, like, what are we talking here? A few guys and a door, or like the Eox Wars?
She says, I've heard from some recently laid off employees that Soul Solution Security is.
Hey, we know them.
Do you?
Who's Soul
I
Solutions?
will look, but carry on.
Okay.
Soul spelled like your soul. Soul Solution Security has been downsizing, liquidating a few of their assets, some of which is in a weapons transport headed for a freighter that should be leaving any day now. The freighter's had some serious mechanical issues, thanks to a friend of mine, and hasn't been able to leave. As soon as it can leave, they'll move the equipment
All
in
right.
a
Just sitting
small
on.
armored convoy.
It's a freighter ship, like a spaceship, right?
Freighter ship.
All right. Is it just sitting in a port?
It's currently sitting at a dock with a severely miscalibrated drift engine.
Can't go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere with that, yeah. That's bad.
I mean, if there's a bunch of gear sitting on it, those got to be guarded, right?
There is a lot of gear on it. It is guarded. The really good stuff, Soul Solutions is keeping in their facility until it's ready to leave.
Is this industrial salamander class Spitfire that is that valuable to them, or is it just sitting around?
It's almost certainly going to be guarded. The legal hassle of having your weapons fall into the hands of a degenerate is enormous.
Of course, yeah. But these freighter missions, stuff gets lost.
Stuff does get lost.
Assets. It's messy business. Deadlines.
Sorry, Christian.
All right, so what do you want out of it?
She says, well, either you just pay me for this tip,
Or
you retrieve some other gear for me and I'll buy it from you.
I mean, if I'm going there anyway.
She says, excellent. She says, excellent.
Cool.
Sorry, your mic was starting to cut out.
Sorry.
Let's go.
And she puts her cred stick on the table and says, what do you think this information is worth to you?
Stolen goods for you, right? I thought that was the whole thing.
She says, yes, but if you don't come through, I need to make a little money to keep this place in business.
She needs collateral.
Huh? Gotcha.
He needs to
I'll
come
let
out
you
of it.
decide.
Yeah.
What would you say to 20 credits?
She laughs.
All right. No, I thought maybe. All right. You know what? I have what do we have saved up? I didn't write that down. We each have like over 1,000.
I haven't divvied it up, but we've got a fuck ton.
Listen, those pistols down there that you could sell me, I could get one of them for 500, no problem on the normal market. So let's say I give you 1,000 for now, and I get it back when I bring you your supplies.
sh Her eyes kind of go wide, and she's like, "I think that's very agreeable.
Cool.
I'll throw that. How much is a flame rifle?
I don't even know if flame rifles exist.
They do, and they
Or, I mean,
cost
at level, sorry.
490.
Wait, really? Where?
Three, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Somehow I didn't see that one. There's a different two-handed weapons flame section that doesn't have this and has everything else. All right.
Weird. Um, she says, and if you want to take the flame rifle, I'll let you.
Uh,
You seem like an honest,
can,
an
can I have
honest
it for
woman.
the mission?
What?
Can I have it for the mission?
Of course.
Nice.
Right now. Worst case scenario, you bought it for double the price.
Nanio, you're the best.
She says, thank you, sweetie.
Oh my gosh. I love all these like intimidating but charming, powerful women. It's really great.
I'm going to pick up the flame rifle and be like, minding my own business. How'd I look?
She says, you look great.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Well, you keep that creds. Hopefully I'll be back for them. And yeah, your stuff will get me my stuff. What happens next? For the Vescarium. Wait, is that over?
It's never over. And she gives you a little, like, data chip. One of those little hard light disposable information things.
Uh-huh.
And says, if you need more information, call this number.
All right.
Contact this person. They'll tell you whatever you need to know.
Sounds good to me. All right. Well, I'm going to be going then. I think we got some work to do. Oh, yeah. Don't tell anybody I was here, okay?
Don't tell anybody you were here either.
Oh, yeah. That kind of things. Shh. I'm great at being sneaky.
And she just says, if anybody asks, you were here for the meal.
It was delicious.
Thank you.
That's me sneaking away.
He walks away. Excellent. Klob has a thing. Pip, where would you like to go?
So it can't be that hard to build your own mining laser.
Cool. You go online onto the Galnet.
You also wanted to do the hacking, just as a reminder.
Yeah, no, but I'd much rather have a mining laser.
Onto the PackNet, and you're looking up articles, and you're like talking to that guy, and you're like, "Hey, could I make my own?" What you find out is that you can. It's really hard to make a big one. Like a ship-mounted mining laser is difficult because at that scale, it has to be just right or it blows up.
That does sound dangerous.
The components have to be really finely machined, and it's weird. It's hard to find other stuff that can like stand in for laser components that big. But you do think you could turn like a laser rifle or a heavy laser into a man-portable mining laser.
All right.
That you could do.
Cool. Your mic is like cutting out all your high range, like sounds muffled.
Sounds like you're underwater.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about that.
I don't know where your microphone is, or if it's covered up or something, or.
It's sitting right here.
Yeah, that's really weird. We can hear you. It just sounds like like you're underwater.
It goes in and out. Sometimes it sounds perfectly fine though, so I don't know.
Any better?
That's better.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Technology is very strange.
Anyway, whatever.
Because they're like ley lines and stuff, they move around the world and magic flows through them, goes into electricity, and powers everything. Look, it's seriously complicated stuff. I can't explain it to you over one
So,
second.
Pip, you want to build a mining laser.
Mm-hmm.
How big?
Well, I mean, if the ship-sized one, I'll have to buy later because it's too hard to make. But you
could, but like
I'll take a regular laser rifle and build a mining laser out of it.
Sure. A regular laser rifle. Are you thinking like an azimuth laser or a corona laser?
Let me look at the long arms table and tell you that I'm thinking Corona would be great, but I don't think I can get a level 6 weapon.
I think think you. So you guys are level 3.
And it's
Um,
+2, and
it's
also it costs 4.5 grand.
well, then probably not.
Yeah. So I guess an azimuth laser rifle.
Are there heavy lasers you could get?
I can't use heavy weapons, but someone else could.
What?
We could do an azimuth artillery laser.
I think I just have.
Corona again costs 4.5 grand.
So yeah, you get whatever you want. If it's within 2, you can buy it easily. More than that, you'd probably have to talk to somebody like Klob did.
Yeah, I think. As much as I'd love to get a Corona one, let's just go for an azimuth regular laser rifle now because I don't think anyone has a heavy proficiency yet.
I don't. I have
Looks like
small
artillery.
grenades and melee.
Artillery lasers might be a little bit better.
But they're heavy weapons.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It is under heavy. My bad.
Yeah.
I can take that though if we need it. Happy to.
I was trying to find out what was worse about them.
I think Klob is going to take the heavy weapons proficiency, but that's not till he
Cool.
gets another feat, which is later.
Gotcha.
So we'll go with an azimuth laser rifle.
Excellent. You get the azimuth laser rifle, and you're gonna pull it all apart and turn it into like a excavation laser.
Excellent.
Nice.
Cool. Give me an engineering roll.
I don't even have Roll20 open. Whoops.
Set your drop down, Jake.
Good call. Thank you.
Good job, Brandon.
It's not something I've had to think about for 3 years, so
And before you roll, you can spend credits to like buy more materials to add bonuses to your roll.
how much per plus? Actually, hold on. I have unlimited time to do this, don't I?
Yes,
I take 20.
there you go. Spend the rest of the day while Claude and Manala are out taking this laser rifle apart, and you're kind of hitting some snags. So you take a break, and then you come back in the evening and kind of work into the night a little bit, finishing this laser
I was
rifle.
gonna say, is Chicken helping if you're doing this on the ship? Is he like handing you tools?
It's like watching TV.
Oh, totally. You're like, go get the
Like Spanner.
Yeah.
spanner.
But then,
Thank
then
you.
he gets
Part-
later and later, and
part-
Chicken's like watching TV, but he's memorized all the tools. So like Pip will be like, "Give me this," and he just goes like this, and it's like still watching TV.
Particle rebalancer.
And you're like, where did I put the capacitors? And he's like, over there.
Infinity deregulator.
There it is. And you have this thing. It's got all these little tubes coming off, and you've put a bunch of extra battery capacity on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you test it on a piece of scrap steel, and you're able to sort of focus on it for a little while and melt this hole through it.
Sweet.
You think it will be now much less effective as a weapon. Still dangerous, but nowhere near the range it used to have. But now, if you're up on something, you have a torch that will cut through stuff.
Sweet. The next thing I'm going to do when I level up and get to add things to asshole is mount it to asshole.
Can he take long arms?
You have to like get like multiple mounts or something. There's a thing I got to figure out.
Whatever. Cool. So that's your day. Maynala, who is invisible. Oh, there you are.
I'm here. I'm just hanging things. Sorry.
What would you like to do with your first day back on the station?
Well, I think that I'm still really perplexed and perturbed and not feeling quite hooey and safe knowing that Klopp is hallucinating, but is otherwise fine. And it's really out of my purview, so I'm going to try... Oh,
So are you looking for a cleric?
I am, but I guess I realized before I do that, for the report, there's 4 questions I want to ask the group before I do them. I'll like whether or not to include.
Also, just a reminder, I took the totem out of the storage and left the box there. If you were going to go to a priest or something, you'd probably go and get it and find that out.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Oh.
I do recall that.
Sorry.
But I didn't write it down, so I'll write it down. Club stole totem. Dun dun dun. 3 exclamation points after dun dun dun. Okay. So Dr. Vage and Lammy, only survivors. The planet experimentation included mixing biotech and magic. Are we telling it? I'm going to tell you the questions first, then we can go through them. But like, Are we telling them about the totem as the cause of that? Are we telling them about like the chamber? Because we could say we didn't find the totem, but like they seem to go back and forth through this chamber.
Totem. Why
Um,
would we tell them about the totem?
are we telling them about the suspicious Lashunta, which had a holographic disguise, which we think was actually an Akeshti in reality? Are we telling them about the Blue Ion ship? Oh, there were 5, sorry. And are we telling them about the 2 hours of missing footage? Are we telling them about any of those things?
I don't know why there's any reason to mention the totem. That probably shouldn't mention the totem. I mean, what if it was just like the tree that caused it? Probably should just mention the tree, not the totem.
Noted.
I mean, I hate to agree with the crazy guy, but
You're okay. Wait, this is mental. You're not supposed to say anything. My God.
I'm not crazy.
but
I like Club's like eating dinner. You're writing the report, and Pip has like volatile like components and batteries on the kitchen table that he's working with.
Yeah.
I mean, so anyway, I hate to agree with the crazy guy, but I don't really want them to take the totem away. If we tell them we have the totem, they'll want it back.
Totally hear that. I will mention the chamber. I feel like that's a good happy medium.
Sure.
Okay.
And anything else that might have been there may have been lost in space.
Exactly. And are we telling them about the suspicious figure we saw going to said chamber?
That makes sense to me.
Cool. Are we going to tell them about the 2 hours of missing footage?
No. I don't think they need to know that.
Okay. And are we going to tell them about the Blue Ion ship, which timestamps match the suspicious figure?
Sure, why not, right? If they find some blue ion shit that we don't find, then we get that
More
figured out
eyes
sooner.
on the ground. It's
Yeah.
probably better all around. Wow. That's probably the tagline for Eyes Wide Open Investigations. All right, cool. So I will tell them about the chamber of the suspicious, Akeshi, probably the disguise thing, and the Blue Ion ship timestamp that matched. And then give information about Dr. Vage and Lammy, who they've already interviewed, and say that the general gist of what we know is that there was plant experimentation going on that mixed magic with biotech, and give them any of the bioanalysis that Percy and I were able to conduct on those fruits that were non-flowering, like they can't replicate, which is very weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like as an example of some of the weird stuff. I'll include that data as well.
Make a copy of that data and send it over to me. I might want to take a look at that too. That stuff sounds interesting.
Are you interested in physical and life science?
A little bit.
Oh, you should hang out with me and Percy in the lab sometime. We have a great time.
All right. I actually studied, I think, one sec, biology?
Did you? Did you?
That could be wrong. I actually studied chemistry. And I mean, this is related. They're making chemicals with these fruits. It doesn't even seem like they're, as you said, they're not even fruiting bodies.
The lines between are very blurred, so totally agree.
They just look like fruits. They're really just facts.
But yeah,
like a potato, if you think about it.
I probably would have done the preliminary stuff other than those major decisions on the way. So like, I don't think that will take too long. So I'll do that. But then yeah, my next priority is probably looking for a cleric. And if I'm not sure where to go to find one, I'll probably go to Babika first. I know she's not a cleric, she's a druid, but magic. So whatever.
A cleric will not be hard to find. You can find for hire clerics just all over the place. But if you wanted to go to the place, the Swordlight Cathedral is sort of the biggest religious center on the station.
Got it. Okay. Swordlight Cathedral. Is it gonna be very expensive?
Who's to say? Depends what you want.
Got it. I guess what I'm saying is it very expensive by reputation?
It has a reputation of being the best.
Fair. Is that why it costs so much? That's why it's worth so much. Okay. I'm going to okay, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna get ready to go. I'm assuming Percy's gonna go with me because he's also pretty invested in this. But you don't have to if you don't want me to.
Percy's working on something on that computer you guys stole
Okay,
from
cool.
the
Yeah,
assassin.
great. Perfect. That's really important. So that's great.
Did you want a companion?
Well,
I can come, but I can also help him with the laser.
I was gonna go grab the totem, and I'll find it's not there. I'm sure.
Yeah, you go down, you open the box, moss, no totem.
Dead moss.
I'm gonna like think. And I'm gonna. I reach in to make sure it's like not invisible or something in there. Like it's magic. I don't know anything about magic.
Nothing in there.
Okay. That's awkward. I'm gonna mental link to Pip and say, "Hey, Pip,
Yes.
you didn't by chance just out of curiosity move that crazy magic totem thing that caused major havoc on that station, did you?"
No, I've been too busy with this. Wait, is that a? That's this transistor's like. It's from the that yellow corp. You know the. Sorry, you don't care about this.
No, okay, that magic
No,
totem
I
thing
didn't
that
move
took
the
the entire
totem.
station is now missing and potentially going to overgrow all your work. So I feel like you should care.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Do you?
But this mining laser portable.
But also, if I let go of this, and I and I make eye contact with you, and I'm like holding a pair of like glowy pliers on a particular thing. If I let go of this, the whole ship might explode.
Such a drama queen. Cut the line. I'll put the thing back. I'll replace the smuggling thing, and
If I let go of this, I will probably be doused in fiery acid.
I'm also gonna tell Percy and not tell Cobb, and then I am going to take one of the fruits that we got from that station, one of those weird ones, and I'm gonna go to the Xeno Wardens and see if Babika has time to see me.
You get there and they say Babika's not here. She left the other day. She's got a mission.
Oh, good for her. Answering the call.
Make that money.
Is there somebody I can leave a gift with for Babika?
The human man you're talking to, his name is he introduces himself as Pio.
Oh.
And he says, "You can leave it with me. I'm handling her administrative duties while she's gone." This was unexpected. Normally there would be another archdruid to take over, but
no.
There was an emergency.
I completely understand. I have the utmost respect for all your work. I just say I was seeking her wisdom and guidance. I recently encountered this strange plant, and I show it to him, and I say, it's unlike any other plants I've ever seen or any fruits. It has no reproductive qualities. It's very strange.
He takes out this sort of crystal glass vase, mostly cylindrical, with sort of, as it shifts through the light, you see it's got these blue runes inside of it, in the glass, like inlaid, that you only see in certain light. And he drops it in, and it doesn't plop to the bottom, it just floats suspended in the middle.
Perfect.
And he puts the lid on, and he says, "This will keep it preserved."
Excellent. I just wanted to share it with you because I studied it on my trip here, but I always think it's better to, share, and so we can work toward greater scholarship, whatever. So yeah, hopefully somebody here is able to figure it out.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have a cleric recommendation? I feel like I'm asking my doctor for a vet. Like,
He's like, "I don't. It's not my area of expertise."
Yeah. All right. I'm not super familiar with the station, and the only group I've heard about is I already forgot their name.
Swordlight Cathedral.
Swordlight Cathedral, but I didn't know if you knew someone better. So, I guess I'll head down there.
Are there like true clerics in Starfinder, or are they
Yes.
are they like all classed as something
I
else?
think there are.
They are pious people.
Who know magic? Pious people who know divine magics, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So you go to this Swordlight Cathedral.
Yes.
It's huge, stained glass, sword iconography all over it, and 11 statues around the perimeter of the goddess Iomedion. her 11 mortal works, heroic works before she ascended to godhood. Um, and you walk inside, and there are clerics. It is quiet inside. People at worship at different shrines, and an acolyte comes up to you and says, "Welcome. How can I help you?"
Uh, hello, greetings and blessings upon you. I don't know what like the normal thing
And on you.
I say, whatever that is. Uh, I am seeking uh, advice, consultation. I think I am. I have a friend in need of divine healing.
Mm. Um, I will see if we have a healer available, unless you would prefer a lore master. I don't know the nature of your friend's affliction.
It does seem to be magical in nature. Myself and my colleague are trained in the medicinal arts, traditionally, like life science and such. And physically, he's fine, but there is something afflicting him. So potentially the lore master, if he's free, and if he's not, the healer's fine.
I will see if they're available.
That would be great.
Uh, Acolyte heads off. A human comes back, who's sort of got this sort of unusual hairdo, um, shaved on one side, long on the other,
Great.
and they come up to you, and they're like, "Hello, my name's Lore Master Rema.
Lore master Raymond. Okay.
Feminine, but very slightly built.
Okay. Great. I
She
introduce
seems
myself
to
as
kind of barely fill her ceremonial robes,
I introduce
but
myself as
does not seem burdened by them.
I give my like full name though, like Minala Ufu Drakis,
Mhm.
and I say I'm from Castrovel. I have a friend. We're traveling, and my other companion and I are healers. He's having hallucinations, visions. Um,
As you're talking, she's leading you to the library.
yeah, and it all started after he had some kind of physical interaction with a totem of some kind. I was hoping to bring it to show to you, but it seems to have been misplaced potentially by this person who is afflicted.
Interesting. She sits you down at one of the tables and says, "Can you describe it? Do you have any images of it? Do you
I
have any
describe
markings?"
I do. I describe it as best I can. I say it's draconic in nature, but very slightly. It seems very old. It's carved with wood, and I describe the color and the texture.
Give me a per diplomacy check to communicate
Yeah, sure.
effectively.
And then add 8 to that, so 14. Not the best.
She she thinks and says, "It sounds like a proto-draconic cultic item."
That sounds correct to me.
Sounds right on the money. Almost as if some god had just told you that. Some god whose name starts with an L and ends with an Incan.
I am merely relaying the events that happened. And she says, but without more information, there were dozens. There were some, possibly hundreds of these proto-draconic cults. I can't tell you which one without any more information or the idol itself.
I'll say, I know that this totem seemed to have strange powers affecting plant life. It seemed to cause excessive growth.
Mm.
When my friend encountered it, their blood seems to have touched the totem.
That's common in these sorts of things. Blood rituals were not unusual.
Yes, that's my understanding since this happened as well.
She starts typing on her terminal as she's listening, and she says, "I'm requesting some literature for you. I would research this more, but I sadly don't have time."
I understand.
And she says, on Triaxis, there were hundreds of these cults before the gap, going back thousands of years. Their artifacts still are around, and many remain minorly magical.
Right.
Although very few retain much magic, going this long without being maintained. They're relatively valuable to some dragon collectors or returned to their ancestral homes. Some cults still practice.
Hmm.
A few months later, an acolyte comes in with a tray of books about this subject, and they give them to you.
Excellent. I say, since the encounter, my friend has been having strange hallucinations, seeing plants, overgrowth where there is none, even when we're just in the station or on a ship.
Vanishing without explanation.
Vanishing with no explanation. And do you know if any of do you know if those who've had encounters with totems like this could be relieved of the effects?
Most likely, especially if they're separated from the item.
that will prove the trick. Okay.
Real fast, let's cut to Pip. Um,
Diddly-loo.
You're working on the thing. You've got it to a point where you're really just calibrating it now. It's lots and lots of tweaking after you get everything hooked up. And you receive a message.
Mm-hmm.
It's from your family
Uh-oh.
back on Akaton.
That's no good.
It's from one of your older brothers.
That's really not good. Which one?
Tilk.
Ah, shit.
You remember Tilk being rough around the edges, but he has a soft spot.
All right.
He picked on you like the rest of your brothers, but he also, was there for you. It's a short letter, just saying, "Hey Pipsqueak, it's been a long time, and things aren't great at home. Nobody's dead, so don't worry. But town's been getting more dangerous, and the planes have been getting less and less an option. We don't really know what we're going to do. I don't want you to worry. We'll be fine. We always are. After all, you're like the rest of us, so I hear you're doing well. So we'll probably be fine too. If you find yourself in the system, come say hi."
That guilt trip, though.
Yeah, seriously.
That guilt trip.
Mom wants you to call, but we know you're not going to. It's okay. I wouldn't either. And then it's a little more news. One of your younger sisters sort of has taken your example and has left your Warren to go and try to, make her fortune somewhere else, and they were all proud of her. It seems like he doesn't want to praise you.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to be like, "Hey, my little brother's such a badass." But you're getting the impression that, like, at least him, he's probably playing up how everybody else feels, but at least him is kind of proud that his little brother is out there being an adventurer.
All right.
And yeah, it's just the gist is that things are not going great back on Akaton, like worse than usual.
I look at our mission list and see that the 2 remaining missions are both on Akaton, so I'm not gonna be able to put this off for very long.
Oh yeah, and there's some stuff about your dad's scrap business isn't doing well.
I'm listening to this and I'm like, how does Scrap not do well? Scrap's always in business. Scrap's always vogue.
He doesn't elaborate. Would you like to send a message back? Or start drafting one?
No, really short, really simple. Hey Tilk, I'll be home soonish. Don't tell Mom.
Nice. Send. You see later, maybe 20 minutes later, it's been received. He does not respond.
He doesn't have reader receipts on?
I'm
just joking. I hate when people can see that.
Oh no, I have all my family's computers backdoored, so I know immediately when they've opened it and when they've read it.
Fair enough.
Um, anything else you'd like to do, Pip? Just to make sure if you've thought of anything else you want to do.
I got my mining laser. I got obnoxious messages from my obnoxious family. I think I'm set.
All right, cool. And Ella, your meeting continues to go well. She seems very forthcoming with any information you want.
Great. I mean, and I've been given all these books, so um, I guess I'll just say, like, do they know anybody else who's had an encounter with a totem or an object like this recently?
One of the books and says that's a list of such encounters.
Excellent.
Those are all pre-gap.
Oh, so strange.
There's very little interesting about modern encounters. Mostly people report the occasional hallucination, strange smells or effects. Nothing major.
Okay.
Nothing beyond the level of like a cantrip.
Okay. So you think that, especially if my friend were able to be separated from the totem, they may be cured.
Yeah, it may go away on its own. The this item may exhaust itself.
All right.
Like I said, they're all very old, most only minorly magical now.
I will trust in your judgment, and if you don't mind, I would like to stay here and study some of these books.
Of course, those are simulacra of the original books. None of them are real. You could take those.
Great, thanks.
Don't get them wet.
I won't. Do you have a room I could study in? I don't mind staying.
Dozens.
Great. I'll do that. I am gonna send a message to Overcoms to Percy and Pip and just say again, totem's missing. Pretty sure Klob stole it. Just met with a cleric. He says most likely for him to get better, he needs to be separated from it. I'm gonna keep doing research.
Hey, and he's back.
Well, it's perfect. He doesn't need to know what I said.
Okay, Manola.
Can I run the ship's sensors to see if we know where this thing is?
Sure.
Is it on the ship?
You do your ship sensors. There is no exotic matter on the ship that you don't expect to be there.
So we took the totem off ship.
Yeah.
Is Klob on ship right now?
No, he's out. He's probably coming back very
It
soon.
might be on Klob's person then.
But basically my plan though is to, set all my books in one of their little study rooms. I don't know if it costs like half a credit or something to rent it for.
There is a recommended donation box.
Well, I do whatever that is, and then I order like Ractigino, but like space coffee, and just having that, and I'm just gonna like power through, glasses on, reading as much of this stuff as I can, powering through, taking notes.
It's you order a Lashunta, sort of. It's called mind tea. It's like super coffee for psychic people. Very little effect on non-psychic people.
Nice. Great. Perfect. Yeah. So my plan is to just like basically study it all night, unless I find something like crazy that makes me like, whoa, stop the presses. But I'm just gonna try to read everything I can to understand this from past accounts.
So let's say Pip has spent all day working on his mining laser. Klob spent all day psychophy. Klob spent all day finding that contact, getting that information, comes home with that. Minala spends all day reading books like a nerd. It's cool though because she's jacked.
Yeah, me.
And you all come back to the ship that evening. Pip, if you are monitoring the sensors, Klob does have something very magical on him.
All right, I'm just gonna message Minala and be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on Klob's person.
Okay.
It's right here. It's in a chest pocket.
It's in the cheek pouch, and I have to fish it out. All right. I'll see if I can get it away from him without upsetting him. Is there anything that I like? Are there like main takeaways from my research?
The main takeaways from your research as you get back to the ship are there were lots of dragon cults. Um,
Am I able to pinpoint maybe what I think this one was from? Which cult, maybe?
no, because so much of the specifics about them was lost during the gap.
Makes sense, totally.
Something happened where they were kind of like wiped out. But
Any idea
what
why this one maybe has so much power when others don't?
yes is because CBMT was taking care of it.
Okay, got it.
From what you can tell, these idols were sort of abandoned or forgotten, and they sort of just ran out of magic. They didn't keep it forever. Um, and all these different cults have different kinds of sacrifices they make. Some are blood, some are food, some are special ceremonies, all kinds of stuff.
Right, and we saw that this one responds to both, blood and some plant sacrifice.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. But I basically think that the cure is going to be separating him from it, and then it could go
From the
in.
records you see of people who have encountered these things, yeah, you separate it from them and they're fine.
Okay. I will. That's my plan then. Okay, great.
But to be fair, all those encounters were with very, very weak idols.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna go to the lab.
Okay.
I still have some of that yellow fruit.
Yep. Also, Klob, who do you tell about this heist possibility?
Oh, I tell everybody. Yeah, like barge it. Guys, what's up? There's weapons to be had.
Great. We need weapons. That's awesome.
I just talked to this lady who I probably shouldn't tell you about. She's cool. She told me about this fancy like Spitfire flamethrower thing. It's like really fancy.
dope.
Salamander class.
I'm down.
Really awesome.
What do we got to do?
How do we get it?
We have to steal it off of a guarded ship, but it shouldn't be too bad. All that they have is guards.
Stealing. Why?
Why do you always have a problem with it?
I just want to know why it's always stealing. I feel like we could mix it up a little.
Because it's a rat eat rat world out here.
We're taking it from a corporation. They don't need it. They can build another one. They have money.
I'm gonna make some tea. I'll be right back. And I want to hear more about this deal. So I'm gonna go to the lab with my tea.
They might have other stuff for you too. She's acting weird. What's wrong with her?
And I'm gonna make a pot of tea.
She's always acting weird. I think it's because she hasn't been getting a lot of sleep lately because of the lack of gravity in her cabin. Really, I haven't been able to figure out what's wrong with that cabin.
Did you turn off the gravity in her cabin, Pip?
Yes, I turned off the gravity in her cabin.
Good one.
I'm gonna put the essence of this yellow juice from this yellow fruit into Klob's cup.
Was it the coma fruit?
Yes.
That's great.
All right. So you go off making your tea. Klob, what are you sharing with the... Oh, yes, Manila?
Basically, my plan was to, have tea, and then we were all going to sit down and, drink tea, and I wanted to hear more details about this thing, is what I had told him, so.
Yep, all right.
All right,
Cool.
go to this ship. Listen, it's guarded, but they keep most of the stuff off on some other vault or something like that. All the lesser gear is on the ship. It's just a flamethrower. It's not like a
just a flamethrower.
Yeah. So what
to be clear, the information she gave you. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. The flamethrower and the good stuff is in a vault, not on the ship. And as soon as the ship is ready to go, it will be moved to the ship.
So we can get it in.
I thought it was on the freighter.
So we can get it in transit.
Yeah, it's gonna have to go to the ship from wherever the vault is. But we know where the ship is. We don't know where the vault is, right, Lincoln?
It's probably in their headquarters, but you're not certain.
We could just wait for moving day.
Yeah.
And then we could build an elaborate flight suit with wings that can attach to the underside of the plane of the ship that they use for the transfer. And I'm totally not stealing anything from a very popular movie that you all should have seen.
I haven't seen it. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds great though.
All right. We could wait for it to be moved, but it's probably going to have more security then than right now.
I don't know about that, but we could
We could try to
scope it out.
Yeah, like case the place, see how high the security is, and if it's worth it, great. And if not, we can wait for moving day.
Exactly.
All right, sounds good. Is everyone drinking their tea?
I'm totally drinking my tea. And the best thing is that, like, it's going to be the...
The fuck you do to him?
Club, can you hit me with a fortitude save?
Yeah, we can do it all official if you like. Whatever.
No. You're unconscious.
Oh, okay.
Do you
This
want
is
me
how
to
long
do,
you're unconscious.
Do you want me to do like a bluff roll or whatever?
No, you just put the tea in front of him.
Okay, because like I was like, I'm just making small talk, so I don't know if that's suspicious.
Ooh. That's no bueno.
That's exactly what it looks like. He's just like, sip, sip, sip. Anyway, so I got this,
Okay, great.
like, light switch.
Cool. And I'm gonna
The
say,
fuck you do to him?
don't worry, he'll be fine. I promise.
Sure about that?
Well, this is the safest way to get him away from the totem. He's hallucinating, and this thing is very powerful, and I don't want it near him.
Oh, good point. I climb up onto him, because he's huge and I'm tiny. And I climb up around him and I dig into his jacket pocket and I pull. I presume the totem is there.
Yeah, it's like right there. It's not well hidden at all.
I say, put that back in the case with the moss and put it back in the smuggling hold. I'm gonna take it to some experts. In the meantime, I need to get him to the lab.
Yeah. I put it in the case. Does the case, the container, does it have some sort of lock?
It's like a food stasis container, so
No.
it doesn't have one.
It doesn't-
You could certainly like.
It doesn't have a prevent your colleagues from accidentally stealing your lunch lock.
It does, but it's not like durable. It's not like meant to be like no one will enter this box.
No,
But
I
you
just
could
want
like.
you could put like a 4-digit pin on your lunch, like.
Sure, yeah, why not?
Yeah, so I'll do that just because I'll put a 4-digit pin on it just so that it'll be harder for Klob if he wants to get it out later. Then I'm gonna put it in the smuggling hold, and then I'm gonna lock the smuggling hold. And that I'm gonna have a tighter encryption lock on that's locked to like my biosigns or something. I don't know.
It's a physical mechanical lock.
Yeah.
Can't hack that,
Keep
loser.
crawling through it.
And I'm gonna keep the physical key in my cheek pouches.
Excellent.
Maybe.
Club's unconscious.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need Percy's help, probably at the very least, to try to get him onto the table in the lab.
Strength check.
Got it. Is that just like I roll 20 and then I add my strength mod?
Yeah, unless you want to do athletics. I'd allow athletics.
Do I have athletics? Oh, athletics is a lot better. Okay, I'll do that. And then add 8 to that. Oh, well, that's not good at all. So 9.
You try to pick him up, and you just kind of thump him on the floor. And now he's on the floor next to the table.
Crap. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just kind of drag him that way for now. Yeah,
You
exactly.
drag this giant, deadweight cow man to the medbay.
Okay, and then basically, if we
It appears when you threw him on the floor, he like split his chin. Like not badly, but there is some blood.
okay, we're gonna clean that up. Percy, do stuff, sterilize things, sew that up. No big deal. Or no,
Percy.
it's the future. There's a dermal regenerator. Duh.
First he does it.
Do we want to call that cleric?
He seemed to think that just separating him from the item for long enough.
No. He said that it's easy to heal him if they're separated, not that separating would cause healing.
Is that true?
I meant that separating should make the hallucinations go away. Like
Oh,
just being
okay.
in proximity to the thing gives you hallucinations.
So what I want to do is if I can get him onto the table because I want to like strap him to the table. You know, like when like somebody's having a seizure and you don't want them to hurt themselves.
Yeah. Given you have a lot of time, you muscle him up there and you get him strapped down. Yeah.
Yeah, just to keep him safe. And then I want to leave somebody in charge of him. And I'll tell Chicken, like, I'm sure Chicken's freaking out. I'll be like, Klob is very sick, Chicken. Watch Klob. Call me on the comms if anything happens to him.
Okay.
Is it bad that I wanted to include Chicken to hear you be Chicken again? 'Cause you're so sad?
No. Please include chicken all the time.
I will, we'll check his vitals. We'll make sure everything's okay and that he's stable. before I leave?
He's stable,
Okay, cool.
but unconscious.
I am gonna take this totem with Pip's permission. I was saying I want to take the totem to the lore master who helped me with everything I found out so far in the library, and see if he can give me better information. And if not, if they can just keep it, so we can keep it away from the club. I know you really wanted to sell the totem, Pip. But
Sorry, I zoned out for a sec.
Manella's asking if she can take the totem to the lore master.
Yeah, fine. I just got it all locked up.
I know you really want to sell it, but oh, I thought the totem was in there, and I got scared.
No, just the key.
Great. I'm gonna.
All right. All right. The pin code to open the Tupperware is 1112.
Great.
You never see it coming.
Never see it coming. Never see it coming, B.
So you're gonna head off to give it to the people?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Swordlight Cathedral.
Mm-hmm. While you were doing that, Pip, Klob left the information for the heist on the table.
Great. I'm gonna study that, and I guess if Chicken is watching Klob, I could go case the joint.
You totally could. Would you like to?
Are you
Yeah.
gonna go alone?
Yeah.
Less suspicious that way.
Exactly. And I don't even have to get that close. I just need to be within a couple blocks, and an asshole can fly around.
You head your way there. You have the address for the headquarters of Soul Security. You get there, and do you walk up in person at all, or do you stay a few blocks away?
I'm gonna sit at the Starbucks on the corner.
Yeah. You sit at the
Space
the
Bucks.
coffee shop on the corner. You've got your laptop open. It looks like you're just goofing off, but you're controlling asshole who's flying around. You do a little bit of research on these guys. Their specialty is that they're all psychics.
Ah, shit.
Not like, I guess not psychics. They're telekinetic.
Okay.
Um,
Excuse me.
they don't read minds, but they've got telekinesis, and they say they're more affordable because they have usually one living operator, and then they have sort of these teams of these robots they're controlling with their minds.
That is insane and also super cool.
Yeah, but also
Um,
their attention is divided across several people. So
You see some reviews that say these guys are not the best.
Hey, their budget.
At least that's probably why they're becoming less popular. As you're walking around, you see that outside their security thing, most of the guards are these sort of automatons with these sort of purple and blue crystals in them. They don't look mechanical; they look magical.
all right.
And they're sort of patrolling, and then you'll see a few of these Lashunta or human, a couple Shiren, most species that have psychic tendencies, who look like the people who are controlling these things.
Okay. Do I see a side of the building that's like a loading dock or something?
Yeah, the side is it's fortified, not like fortified, but like there's guards because it's a vulnerable area. Armored cars come and go now and then. They pull in from the back and leave through the front.
Okay. As I'm flying around, do I see anybody with their cell phone out?
Yeah, you see people with their terminals out.
All right. I'm gonna scan the different models of terminal and pick whichever one has the most known CVEs, which is to say, bugs that they should have patched a little while ago, and they just still haven't downloaded the newest update.
You see there's nearby there's a taxi driver, sort of a porter, and she's got this old terminal that won't even accept new updates.
Sorry, I mean of the guards.
Oh, of the guards. Yeah, one of them's got an older terminal, not much, but
Older.
these guys seem to make pretty good money.
Yeah, but even if it's a recent one, but I'm just doing a quick wireless port scan and seeing which of these they didn't download the critical iOS security vulnerability, right?
Sure. You find the most vulnerable one.
Great. And I'm gonna see if I can get in there and get schedules when they rotate, who's where and when, right? If I can start getting information about the different guards, then I can look up, other things and see if any of them have any vices or things like that.
Sure.
Like that's a secondary thing, like But so computers check.
Computers check.
All right. D20 plus a number, which is 11. 16.
For shits and gigs, you try to break into what they seem to. You scan one guy, and he's got two phones, two terminals on him. Pretty clearly a work terminal and a personal terminal.
Right.
You try to hack into the work one. It's not planned. It's clearly set up to. Lily, I'm getting.
Yeah,
lots of
Lily,
echo
make
at
some
this
noise.
review.
Hello.
And then
Excellent, thank you. That you're not able to get into that one. That's clearly they've got some administrators who are like making sure that it's secure. But you get into somebody's personal terminal.
Great.
And you find not a lot of work stuff, but there is some kind of group messaging app that it is apparent they are using to talk to all of their friends
I
who
find
also
his,
work here.
I find his space book, and I see all his friends who work at the.
Yeah, they've got a group for changing shifts, for like seeing who's available.
All the work team.
Great. I'm gonna download down just like a list of as many of those guys as I can find. And then what I'm gonna do is later, or a little later. I can do a little bit right now. I'm gonna head on the space web and do some OSINT.
PactNet.
PactNet. I'm gonna head on the PactNet and do some OSINT and see like what I can find about these guys, like what they've accidentally left public on their profiles, like where they've checked in, like and just figure out all these guys' habits and their lifestyle things, and see
Excellent.
if somebody, if someone's clearly like they spend a lot of time at the casino, or they, they've got right, like that means they probably got gambling debts, right? Like find all the different things that are weaknesses in these people.
Or they love the Vescnasium.
Right? Right. So what you do is you find all this. You find the guy who's got gambling debts or whatever, right? Or some sort of something that's leverage, and then you can bribe that guy real easy.
See, if you come back and you show all this to my knowledge, you can be like, oh, find someone in a cooking class, and then we'll meet them in cooking class. That's great. It's like a terrible plan, but I think it's a great plan.
I wasn't going to say it.
How long do you guys want Klob to be unconscious?
I mean, I rolled a 10, so long-ish,
Well,
right?
my plan is just to be able to keep him there long enough so that I can give this to this guy and then be back before he wakes up.
Okay. So Pip, what do you find? You find most of these guys are pretty on the up and up. It seems that these guys are pretty stringent with how they screen their employees. You're able to figure out their habits pretty well.
Okay.
What's the space that doesn't have bowling? Like, does one of them have a bowling league?
0G 3D bowling or something? Grav bowling?
Yeah, graph bowling. There you go.
Yeah, no, there's mostly you're going through the messages and they're talking about, oh yeah, who's going to the company Grav bowling game, and they're all like, oh, are they paying for booze again? And they're like, yeah, well then yeah, I'll go. You find one of them likes to go to these sort of underground, not illegal, but sort of bare knuckle fighting matches.
All right.
Usually to watch, sometimes to participate, not often.
Okay. And when this guy's shifts, because I can, I've got the chat messages, I can see like when he trades shifts with folks. Like when is his normal shift?
His usual shift, he's kind of a graveyard shift kind of guy.
Okay.
It seems like his general schedule is during the day. He kind of lays low. Around the evening, he goes out and does something. Oftentimes, going to one of these Vesk style martial arts fights, and then he goes to work.
Okay. Do his buddies know he's into this fighting thing or no?
Yeah, some of his buddies know.
Okay.
Most of them don't like to go, but it's not something he hides.
All right. I'm gonna look up the schedule. Is there any like? I know this thing is sort of underground, but they got to communicate about it somewhere. Are there any good big fights coming up, like on during a night that he would want to go to but can't because he's got work?
There's fights every night that overlap with his job.
Are there any that are getting like the group's hyping him up because it's gonna be a good one or something? You know, like, oh, like you know, that guy who hasn't come in a couple weeks because he got his butt kicked is coming back, and he's gonna kick this other guy's butt. Like, it's
Sure. Let's say a night from now, you know, Black Fang, this big sort of old school
Black Fang.
Vesk fighter who's been out of the game for a long time with a really bad injury. It's his first night back.
Oh damn, Black Fang's playing. Oh yeah, I'm heck gonna go.
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
So here's what I do. I'm still in that guy's phone. I'm in his Facebook messages, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send a message from that guy's phone to this guy who likes the fights phones, and be like, "Hey, I saw that Black Fang fight coming up tomorrow. I know you want to go. I can take your shift tomorrow, and you'll just owe me one. How's that sound?"
Pause. dot, 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 dot. No way. Really?
Absolutely, man.
Oh, dude, you are the best. I owe you. I'll bring coffee or something for you guys next time you got the stupid opening shift.
The stupid opening.
He goes, "Yeah, it is a stupid opening shift. You got it, man."
It's like, thanks.
Boom.
And he
All
sends
right.
you the information for when his shift is and like the like his check-in number.
Great. We now have an opening where this guy. So I now like this is to everyone else. We now have an opening when this guy's not going to show up for his shift between when he doesn't show up and when they get someone to fill in for him.
Got it.
Now, the guy who has the shift before him. Tell me about that guy.
The guy who has the shift
This is
before
so
him.
elaborate, and I love it. Can we just say I love it?
He's the shift from like right after like from like 6 or 7 to like midnight.
Right.
He's new.
He's new. Great.
You know, clean record. People like him. He's doing a pretty good job, but he's new. That's why he's on guard duty.
What's the name of this company again?
Soul Security.
Okay.
SOUL.
This person's a Shiren.
Okay. This guy's new. Tell me more about this Shiren.
They're new. They just got hired. They're very, very talented telekinetic, which is why they got hired. They're able to sort of run a much bigger squad than most people can. What else do you want to know?
Tell me about their personal life. Do they have a girlfriend, a wife, a family, kids? Do they got?
Yes, they've got. They're young. They've got this girlfriend who they're going out with right now. You see some messages in the group chat. Usually the older employees kind of teasing the new guy about ooh, we got a date.
Okay. Thinking through it. Yeah. Okay.
You see very little about like any kind of other hobbies or anything. Their page is almost blank.
All right. Going to so on this person's page, I'm not able to find anything about who this girlfriend is, or
You see, in a relationship with this other Shiren.
okay. Can I get to her public profile?
Yeah, you can go to their public profile.
All right. What can I learn
Hers
about her?
is much more decked out. Seems to be really into like DIY,
Okay.
Pumpkin spice. She
crafting
loves
pumpkin
mom.
spice.
Just kidding.
Yeah. She's this girl. She's that girl.
Okay.
Oh dear, what have I done?
All right, and then, all right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna time this. I'm gonna create a duplicate profile that the name is the same as hers. I'm gonna copy all her pictures, all her public information, so that just naively it looks like her if you're not looking too closely. All right, and then right near the end of this guy's shift, I'm gonna send a message from her, being like, "Hey, my parents aren't home," right? Like. Or like right, like
Gosh.
something like that. Then simultaneously, the other thing that I'm gonna send is to this new guy. The name of the place is Soul Security, so I'm gonna go register a domain that looks very similar to Soul Security.
It's like misspelled in a subtle way.
Well, no, I'm using the Vesk. The Vesk. It's called it's a symbol in their alphabet that looks very similar to a U in common.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm putting that in the U of security, and so,
So
it's
just
technically
looking at it,
quick glance. It looks like it says Soul Security, but actually it's Soul Security
yeah,
because it's a V in Vesk. It just
yeah
looks kind of like
it's sort of this like glottal click.
yeah.
It's hard to do.
Soul
Yeah, okay, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna send a message from like HR at Soul Security. It says like to this guy, but like I'm gonna look like if he looks at like the CC line, it looks like it's sending to a lot more, but it's just to him.
Mm-hmm.
That says, as a reminder, due to budget tightness and low what's the word? Anyway, something procedures. We're going like no overtime can be allotted between and they have a range of dates that starts before he joined and because he's new and goes a little further. If your relief is not available at the end of your shift, simply report to this email, and I would put that like HR at Soul Security. And clock out. We can't afford to pay you, and we will not pay you.
If you stay, we won't pay you.
Don't stay. It'll be lame.
All right, with all of that set up, I think we're ready.
Excellent.
This is called social engineering, and there's a lot of really cool stuff around it online if you want to learn
So
more.
your plan is to break into this place and steal the stuff.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. If we
Now that the two people, the one guy's not going to stay longer to wait for his replacement, and the other guy is going to be at this dope fight.
and it'll take long. We'll have a big enough gap from a little after midnight where like no one's gonna realize that no one's on shift.
Now the real problem is we don't know what kind of security is inside, like what the vault is.
Yeah, that we'll just figure out as we go. Klobb's good at this shit.
Hell yeah. Oh wait, sorry.
Remember that time that Klob was in a coma?
Well, you're gonna have to take him out of a coma.
Well, I'm not there right now. I'm taking this photo.
Oh
But yeah.
no, I'm talking to you on comms
Oh yeah.
as I'm
I'll
heading
say-
back.
You have an easy job, Manali. You just go there, you give it to the lore master. She says thank you, and she says I'll get back to you with anything I find about this thing.
Do you have any kind of security? I'm really concerned that the person that I took this from will really want it back because they're still somewhat deranged and under its effect.
She says this is the Swordlight Cathedral. It's very high security.
Do I believe her?
Give me a check. Give me an insight check.
Get a
Sense motive
receipt.
check.
Get a receipt.
Sense motive, yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm doing math. Let's see if my rolls are better today. And then I add 5 to that, and then I also roll a d6, which I'm rolling right now. So 14, and there is
17.
yeah, math.
As far as you can tell, she believes it would be ridiculous to assume that one person could break into the Swordlight Cathedral and steal this thing.
Great. I feel pretty confident then.
In her mind, that is ridiculous.
Okay. I will try to ignore the fact that I know that Klob is a master hacker.
Well, he's gonna have to choose between the totem and that totally sweet fire gun. So
All right.
I'm worried he'll make the wrong choice. But if we don't wake him up until we're very, very close to the place where he can steal the fire gun,
That's gonna be the trick. I don't know that much about cows, like biologically, but
We were
how
able
much ants?
we were able to make Lammy up, no problem.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call him functional though. We'll see what I can do. All right.
It's gonna be like in Princess
Basically-
Bride when they've got Wesley and he's just coming back from being mostly dead.
Let's get both together. I let my arms move. But
Club,
I'm gonna give her my direct contact info. Be like, if you find anything, please contact me immediately.
of course.
Okay.
Club,
Yeah,
you're in a coma,
I am.
but you do appear to be dreaming. You sit up suddenly, and you're in that little clearing you were in your last dream. Except the fire pit is cold, and it's dark.
Oh man,
Everything is wet,
no.
and that presence you felt before is not here.
Aw, that was my friend.
You hear scurrying out past the edges of this small clearing.
What's that? Is it raccoons?
You can't make out shapes. It's too dark.
I'm gonna stay near the fire pit and hug myself.
So sad.
Manala, you wanted to wake him up?
Well, I think that that makes a good point. Maybe you don't wake him up until there's only enough time for him to decide between one or the other. So I'm gonna monitor his vitals the rest of the night, and then as soon as we're ready to pull this heist, which you said is the following night, in that time I'm gonna work with Percy, hopefully figure out a safe way to wake him up, and try to do that. Like if we figure out that the safe chemical compound to help him wake up takes 2 hours to be effective, right? You know what I mean? Like, do that. So it's kind of my plan.
Okay.
I can be more specific if you want.
Night goes uneventfully. Pip comes back with his data from casing the place. You get there the next day. And anything you would like to do before you and Percy figure out you can wake him up pretty easily, especially after all this time.
Great.
He'll probably be groggy when he wakes up, but he'll be up.
Okay, I'm going to ask Pip in the day that we have, the daytime. Pip, can I ask you to have something?
Yeah, anything. I'm really good at that, you know.
So that totem, I gave it to
The
War Master and his
Sword-like Cathedral, yeah.
Yeah, so they seem to think that their security system is really great. There's no way in hell that somebody could possibly steal this totem that I entrusted to them, and they have great security.
It's pretty good.
Well, I was going to see if there was a way for you to set up a system so that if that totem is removed, we get an alert.
Well, I don't know that I could hack the Sword-like Cathedral to know that, but what I could hack, well, he's not even really hacking. I could tune in to the, I could get a what's it called, where you listen in on the police radio?
Scanner?
Yeah, police scanner. And listen in and see if we get any reports.
Okay.
A steward scanner.
Oh, yeah, steward scanner.
There you go. All right. It's not great, but it's okay.
My accent is also drifting all over the place right now.
It's okay.
If we're going to be gone,
It's fictional.
I want to leave Chicken listening to that and be like, Chicken, you hear anything in the reports that mentions a totem?
Or anything to do with Sword-like Cathedral.
Cathedral.
That's not like, like a vagrant went and peed on the base of the Sword-like Cathedral.
Actually, I want to hear about that too. I don't like people who do that. I'm going to talk.
It's funny.
Happens all the time.
If you hear anything about that, you're going to message us, okay?
Okay.
You remember how to do that?
Yeah, I picked that one.
Okay, why don't you test it?
Very good, Chicken.
Ow!
Oh.
Nope, feedback. Please stop. Stop.
Good job, Chicken.
Yeah.
High wing. Okay. Cool. Great. I feel slightly better. All right. I'm really nervous to wake him up. Brandon, I feel like I'm taking out me being mad at your other character on this character. I apologize.
It's okay.
Unintentionally, subliminally, but
What? This is sorry. Someday. I don't.
Princes of the Plains.
yeah.
So, Pip, you seem to be orchestrating this whole heist. I assume you've shared the plan with Manala. When do you want to pull a trigger? And is there anything you want to do before that?
Anything I want to do before that? I got the mining laser. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
A mining laser will solve most of your problems.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's any special equipment I want to bring.
We'll
with me.
head over late at night, and then we'll have Klob, we'll basically be, carrying him. We can start to wake him up, but, not fully wake him up so that he's, groggy and can move. So he looks like we're just getting our drunk friend home. And then when we get really close to the place, we'll give him the rest of the dose to wake him fully up.
Give me a medicine check to see if you can figure out how to do that.
I will try, but I'm gonna probably end up telling him that's not how it works.
You can't take him out 20% out of the coma? So he's only 80% coma? Because that's how engineering system is. You get your fuel intermix.
So it's 15.
You think you could do that, but it will be unreliable.
I think that's a horrible plan.
All right, so how do you want to get him there before we wake him up?
Let's
Do you know a discreet taxi service? Oh, I know a discreet taxi service. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. They're all
All
over
right,
the
great.
internet.
Let's get one of those, and I'll wake him up when we're in it.
Yeah, right. I call a discreet taxi service.
I don't know if Maynala understands what Pip is right now ordering to show up at your ship. But it's, one of those unmanned taxis. Looks very plain on the outside. Inside, it is clearly for something else. It is clearly for people who don't want other people to know that they are,
Doing it.
hiring people
Oh
they
my
shouldn't be
God.
hiring.
I was
It's all like,
you open the door and I look at it, I'm like, this is not what I had in mind, but at least there's a place for him to lie
I
down.
would say there's a bed and the windows are tinted.
yeah.
Cool. So
All the
we-
lights are pink and purple and red.
Awkward. All right, we've got the cow in, and then Percy and I are going to be on either side when we wake him up.
There's a touch screen that lets you rent things that you probably don't want to rent.
I don't want to rent any of these things.
No, in fact, I'm gonna hijack this signal and just play my my briefing video, right? So here's what's gonna happen when we get inside.
That you've made the night before, hopped up on coffee.
Percy helped.
So what is your plan?
So we get there, we wait till the guy leaves, we blow open the door with the mining laser, and then we take all the weapons out.
Why don't I try to pick the lock before that happens? Or Cloud.
I mean, yeah, you can do that first. Also, I'm hoping when Cloud wakes up that he'll have some better ideas.
It's a good plan. And I'd like to leave little to no evidence if possible. So everyone is wearing
Wearing what?
gloves.
What's this gonna do? I don't have fingerprints. I burned them off years ago.
All right, fine. You don't have to wear them.
Not intentionally, mind you, but, the engines get hot.
Yeah, okay, I'm not believing that. Everybody else can wear them. Okay.
I got furry fingers, so I don't really need them, but I'll take
So,
them.
yeah, we inject him, and I'm gonna be monitoring him to see what his response is.
Are you partially waking him up or all the way waking him up?
I'm gonna all the way wake him up, but in the cab, so we're like in transit. And
Cool.
I want to have like water nearby and a barf bag nearby, like any of the things you might need. They're nearby.
Claw, I will take another fortitude save from you as you are woken up in this unusual way.
I'm pretty sure that was the last thing I
Soda
wrote.
crackers.
After being all super groggy, you wake up. You're in this cab. Things are moving. It smells like disinfectant, which is just not agreeing with you. And you feel like you're going to throw up.
Do I notice that he looks like he's gonna throw it?
He looks super green.
Cool, bucket ready. Sick cow, the worst kind.
Sick cow disease, the worst one.
Yeah.
You're dizzy and nauseous.
Oh my god, what is happening? Where am I? Is this the new sanctuary? It's so much worse than the last one.
We got sick right before the heist, but we're on our way right now, and we don't want to leave you behind.
Oh my god. Something wait. Something happened.
It's not there.
Where's my thing? Where's
You mean the totem that we keep in the ship's hold?
what did you guys do with it?
It's in the ship's hold, safe and sound.
Where the hell are we?
We're going to the
You're
heist.
in
We're
a
gonna be
sex
late.
cab.
Driver says before shutting the door.
No, there's no driver.
Okay. It's a discreet sex cab.
Yeah, we're going to the heist. We're going to that freighter, and we're gonna try to get their vault.
You should
Before
watch.
the-
I need the thing. It's mine.
Just
What
watch
was
the
it?
orientation video.
Why'd you guys take the? I don't want to see the orientation video. Why'd you guys take the totem from me?
We'll get it after. I'm
Mad cow
doing,
disease is gonna come out soon.
Upset cow disease.
Angry cow disease.
Betrayed cow disease.
Emotion animal disease.
Why did you guys take it from me? It's mine.
We
It was
we
not
found-
yours. You took it from us. It's all of ours.
We found it. I was there.
It'll be back at the ship waiting for you. You just gotta finish this heist.
Do you want to make a bluff roll? Like you're making a lot up. I don't know. If you want to. I'm trying to think if there's
I'm not asking you to make one because Club is not disbelieving
good
you.
point. Good point.
No,
I'm trying to see if there's something I can do to help him.
Club, if you disbelieve, if you're like suspicious, I'll have him make a bluff roll. But if you just believe what he says, I
No,
won't.
no, no, I don't believe what he says at all. I'm suspicious. I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna give it back? Why'd you take it away if you're just gonna give it back?
17.
I don't know what the counter to. Is there?
Sense motive.
Oh, there is sense motive. Sorry.
I'm also apparently supposed to have Keen Observer, which I keep forgetting about, but it's my thing that lets me detect mental effects. And I forgot.
He is not. You can't tell if he's lying or not.
I told him it's back in the. He said, "Why would you if you just give it back to me?" I'm like, we're not gonna give it back to you. I said I'd let you be near it again because it's in the hold.
Why can't I have it back?
Because you're being real creepy about it. Listen to yourself.
Why am I? I just want my thing back.
It's
I
not
didn't
your
do
thing. It's our thing.
It was. It's my friend.
Well, you're going to have a lot more friends if we finish this.
That one. It was so big and warm and nice.
I thought you wanted a weapon that was big and warm and nice.
Like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
I do want a flamethrower.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, we're going to one right now, so get your shit together.
I really think this flamethrower is gonna cheer you right up and maybe light you on fire. Just point the right end in the right place.
I mean, I don't know. Like, am I feeling at all hostile? Like, Dr. Vag was Vage.
Whatever.
I'm surprised we went this long.
I thought about it last week and I'm like, I can't wait till someone makes that mistake.
I don't really matter. I was just like,
Not currently.
I'm too inside.
All right, cool.
You're very upset. They've taken this thing away from you and drugged you. That's not cool, but
Yeah. Okay.
To be fair, I had nothing to do with the drugging. That was all Nala.
Does he know he was drugged?
No.
Oh, no,
definitely
he
not.
doesn't. All right.
Yeah,
thank you.
he doesn't.
I know something is up. I woke up here.
I just said we're going to the thing we didn't want to leave you behind, and you were asleep.
I haven't pieced it together yet.
last thing you remember, you were telling them all about the heist. Next thing you remember, you're here.
On the heist.
Hi.
On a heist. I'm druggy. I like. Well. Well, you're gonna give it back, right? I look. I'm gonna help you guys with this heist, and we're gonna get weapons. But come on, it's my friend. I'll be good. I won't be weird.
I don't
worry about it now.
have it here. It's at the ship, and we're on the way to the heist.
All right. So all we know is that there's a vault. Pip's taking care of the security guards who are going to be there. As soon as they're gone, we'll have a chunk of time. But we don't know much about what's inside once we get there. I'd like to do it so that they don't know anybody was there at all. That's why I gave us all gloves. Here's some gloves.
Thanks for the gloves. For heads.
Hoof gloves.
Pip, could you get into the system?
I got into parts of the system, which is to say their personal Spacebook message for where they
Their
calculate
work
shifts.
group chat.
You got into their work group chat.
Yeah, anyway, we're going to have a window from about midnight to, I don't know, probably 2, 3 a.m.
That sounds good. But why don't we just add ourselves to the detail of the movers, the guards?
Because we don't want to wait till they move it. We want to get it now.
Oh, we
If
do.
we can.
It might be a while still till they move it.
And
By the way, what Klobb's contact, Klobb, to remind you, your contact said the reason the ship isn't working is because she has someone on the inside preventing it from working.
Yeah.
As soon as she says it works, it'll work.
Cool. So are you going to get it from the inside or wait for them to move it and get it as soon as
We're going to the vault right now to try. And if it ends up being too difficult, we'll wait till they try.
Got it. Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
Let's just try one. But there'll be no security now because of Pip. So that's good.
We could always do the old, news crew.
There
Say
might,
what?
There might be no one there. I'm saying there might be no one there. So it'll just be a matter of literally trying to physically get it open.
Yeah, we don't need to trick anybody about nothing.
Hopefully. And if we do, follow my lead.
I thought it would be guarded, but maybe not. You could always try.
This is what I said. I arranged through some excellent social engineering, if I do say so myself, for us to have no guards.
Cool.
I'll tell you all about it later.
Walk in, walk out.
So what time
I think
are
you mean-
arriving?
Mining laser in, mining laser out.
That sounds good. We could still walk out.
Yeah, I guess.
So he's saying, what time do we get there? Do we get there before the guy leaves, or do we wait till after we think he's gone?
We'll get near, like, 11:55. And then
Yeah, we won't have as much
watch
time.
from Spacebucks. Space credits. Star credits.
We'll come up. We'll name the coffee shop chain later.
On Asshole's camera until the guy leaves.
All right, you're hanging out there. You're watching it on the camera. He's patrolling around. 11:55.
He gets the text. Zzz, zzz, my parents aren't home.
He doesn't look.
What a good employee.
Walking around. Midnight.
This guy doesn't
Shift
look...
is over. He's looking around, kind of confused. The other guy should be here. 12:05, 12:10. Pulls out his phone. Sees the message from his girlfriend. Sees the email from HR.
I sent the email earlier in the day, so it'd be fresh in his mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he sees that. He's looking around. You see him go to his email, and he looks at the message from HR, like rereading it.
Make absolutely sure.
Like to make sure, like, am I really supposed to leave? He seems to put it away, waits a few more minutes, starts telling his robots, his sort of automatons, to load themselves onto the truck. As if he's going to leave, but he hasn't left yet.
Okay.
In fact, he pulls the phone out and starts calling someone.
Oh, can we try to, like, intercept that and reroute it to Pip?
Yes.
Okay, can I try to do that?
Yeah,
I'll take a computer's check.
I'll
Whoever's
assist.
gonna do it.
That is
I'll
hilarious.
assist Club.
Computers is now at...
He is very interested in our game. She's sitting upright and very into.
Yeah, double 16s.
Excellent. So
Nice.
18. You see, asshole kind of starts to listen, and you can see he's calling. You've able to intercept it. You're listening to it now. You'll have to do a little more if you want to try to grab this message.
Mm-hmm.
He's attempting to call the guy who's supposed to be coming on work right now.
The guy who's at the fight and who's totally not going to be able to hear his phone ring.
Yeah.
Okay.
He calls him. Hangs up. Like, waits a little. Calls again. And this time, the phone picks up on the other end.
Oh, can we try to intercept
And
again?
you just hear, burr, burr, run, like it's super loud. He can't hear anything. And he's like, Rorik, where are you? What?
It's like, hey, Jordan's taking my shift. Right?
Like,
Like,
what? Where are you? I'm waiting for you. I want to go home. And then he's like, so-and-so's taking my shift. He's like, well, he's not here. I'm going to call him then.
shit.
He's like, okay, sorry, man. He told me he was taking my shift.
Wait, but I already owned the other guy's phone. It's mine. I hacked it, so I can answer.
It's totally yours.
I can hack it on the receiving end.
Yeah.
Yes.
He calls it. You've mirrored it on your terminal. Your terminal rings.
I turn on the voice modulator.
You don't know what he sounds like.
Yeah, but he doesn't sound like a rat from Akaton. On the voice modulator, I just put on a generic.
Do you just make it deeper?
I just pick a voice that seems to match what the guy looks like, and I increase the.
You can make it scratchy, so it's.
And I increase the static so that it's a little harder to tell.
All right, yeah. Cool, you do that.
All right. Hey, what's up? This is Jordan.
Where are you?
I'm running a bit late. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Didn't you get the email from HR? Get the fuck out of there! I don't want you to get fired.
You're not gonna fire me. I'm not gonna log it as overtime. I'm already clocked out.
Just get out of there. I'll be there in like a minute.
Well, I'll wait. I'll be right here. I saw some shady characters I want to tell you about. So you know.
Just send it in a text.
He's like, all right, fine. He hangs up, sends it in a text, gets in the car.
All right.
Car doesn't leave.
All right. I'm gonna send another message from the fake girlfriend profile that says, like, usually, like, why aren't you here yet? Like, I'm waiting for
And
you.
he's like, sorry, babe. My coworkers are idiots.
And she says, then let it be their fault, right? Like it's not your problem.
Persuasion check.
Oh.
I assist.
Absolutely. And you have the text thing. Whoever wants to send this message can send it.
My Nala can send it.
Yeah, I'll send it.
You hand it and you're like, get him to come home.
Yeah, that's right. My Nala be good at this.
Yeah, okay. Add 8 to
Oh,
that.
just don't
Yeah, I'm not rolling well today, so 14 for me, and if somebody's assisting, that's not helpful.
Claude,
something
if you have plus anything, that's a success.
14. I just
You don't have plus anything in persuasion?
me.
No, you have you got a 14, right?
Persuasion's not a thing?
Yeah, I did diplomacy because that's the closest.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
He says persuasion and diplomacy interchangeably, so I just always assume. Yeah, that's what I got.
14 total?
I just rolled poorly.
You see the long 3 dots, and then they go away, and then long 3 dots, and then they go away, and then long 3 dots. And it's like, I know, but like, I would hate it if they did that to me. I don't want. I'll give him 10 minutes.
She says, "Fine." Oh, I guess Maynala gets to answer. So
They don't deserve you, but neither do I. I shouldn't have to wait this long.
Damn.
I have a backup plan if he doesn't leave in 10 minutes.
Stone Cold.
And there's plenty of Vesk in the Veskarium.
He says the message you get is just like, wow, where's this coming from? Do I need to come home and do we need to talk about this?
Oh, how do I mean?
And he says,
No, now you just what she said. No, everything's fine.
and he says, is this about the party? Because I thought we've been over that.
Sorry, Lily, I'm telling you, you need to be like, why do you think it's about the party? It's not about the party. Everything's fine.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You go back and forth, and you're just playing with him now. You're just batting around, and you, through asshole, are watching him get more worried in his car. And then finally he says, fine, I'm emailing HR right now to tell them what's happening, and I'm coming home.
He's doing it from the link in the email, right? This is sent.
He's replying to that email.
Perfect.
And he's saying, hey, I just found out about this. So-and-so didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Can you respond as the email and be like, this policy has been in place since the 1st of the month?
But so
you
you know, I clocked out already. I'm not expecting to get paid. I stayed a little extra to make sure he gets here, but he's not here, so I'm leaving.
Great.
Yeah.
We see him drive off.
The truck drives away.
But really, let's remember to send a sassy response email from HR.
I will send that in the morning business hours because that's the only time HR sends email.
It's true.
My backup plan was to have the fake girlfriend.
Did you text about the shady characters?
Yeah, he sends you a text about like.
Is he talking about us or just some random?
No, some
That's
vagrants.
my question was:
Okay.
Is it about us?
Just some random dudes.
Some teenagers.
The next
He's overeager.
The next text was gonna be from the girlfriend to be like, wait, holy shit, there's someone in the house. And then he was gonna book it out of there.
No, but don't send that.
Yeah, we don't need to anymore.
Be like, wait till he's left and been gone like 10 minutes and be like, never mind, I'm going to bed. Because otherwise he's gonna show up and her parents will probably be home.
You could have also like called her and pretended we were him and pretended we were going over. I think that would have been funny.
I'm just saying, do the text in 10 minutes.
All right, the guards are gone. I got the mining laser. Let's get in there.
Okay, but only use it if we really have to.
Yeah.
Okay.
My definition of really have to is a little different than yours.
Klopp has had a lot more time to recover than we originally planned, so that's good.
Hey, how did I get here anyway?
Taxi cab.
Same way we all got here.
No, I mean, but
like how you were born. Well, say when a mama cow and a daddy cow love each other very, very much.
No. I mean, like, how did I? Weren't we at the ship?
Yeah, do you not
Yeah.
remember getting in?
And then we got in the taxi, and then you took a nap because it was a long drive.
Do you not remember that?
Klob is clearly suspicious, so I'll take some bluff checks.
I will assist my Nala.
That sounds
I need
reasonable.
to roll higher than a 6 tonight. That's my problem.
Oh,
Liam Klob Neeson.
Add 8 to that, so 20.
20. I'll take a real fast sense motive.
No.
You're convinced they're
Alright.
up to something, but this may or may not be related.
Maybe that totem is doing something to me.
Don't worry about it right now. Let's just focus on the mission. Okay, so we pop out.
You pop out. There's a
Percy, you
couple-
stay here and watch our getaway vehicle.
Percy says, "Yeah, I'll stay here and watch the getaway vehicle, and I'll try to blind the cameras while you're in there."
Perfect.
Dope.
It's also 9:15, so we'll probably wrap up here.
Oh, okay. Wow. I didn't-
Oh yeah.
We get
You-
all of the things in the thing and make it out just fine and get back to the ship.
You
end.
also find a bunch of money.
Hey!
Oh,
No,
are you being serious
No.
right now?
No.
I was like, holy shit, Jake was being a D, but then you were like, yeah, and there's money, and I was like, balls, for real? Is it Konica already?
No.
The major artifacts, the client information for millions of users.
A dossier with all of the details about Blue Ion and what's going on.
Whoa, who left that here?
Wow.
Pip your entire family with a surprise party. And your mom is there going, "I never mind that you don't call. I don't really mind."
Now I know it's a fantasy.
And then Pip snaps out of it and it's like, "This is going to be great." I'm going to say we're going to stop here as you are about to enter the vault.
All
enter
right.
the place. You come up to the back loading dock. Percy's got the cameras out here sort of moved up so they can't see down.
Nice.
And as you are about to break in, you kind of listen at the door and you hear movement inside.
Ooh.
And that is where we're going to end the episode with Pip charging up his mining laser to cut through this door. Thank you so much for walking. Thank you so much, players. I think we got a much better balance tonight than we've had in a while. We're feeling out how these characters fit together, and I'm feeling out what to give you all to do. Can't wait for next week to have Percy back to do a heist, and then maybe go to Akaton and meet everybody's family. Jake, any plugs for other shows?
Yeah, so some scheduling information. So we will now be on Monday nights for Into the Black at the usual 7:15 time, plus or minus. Princes will be returning next week. That is the 28th, I do believe, which is Wednesday. It will continue to be on
Yes.
Wednesdays as before at 7:15. So we got a new Monday-Wednesday schedule. In the meantime, because I know you've been itching for that Princes because we've been off since the season finale, we've got some new special episodes out for you. Last Wednesday, we premiered Princes of the Plains Sigil, which you should go watch. It's a bit of a tearjerker, but it's really good.
Hold the bit.
Yeah, it's a lot of a tearjerker. Then, I forget if it was Saturday or Sunday night, we premiered Princes of the Plains Hell, where Eridan and Koros go to retrieve their friend Donavar from Hell.
The city of Dis.
From the city of Dis. And our third Princes of the Plains episode is coming out tomorrow night, assuming I figure out how to upload it all properly. And that will be Princes of the Plains Shadowfell. Well, we'll get to see how Pharaoh and other Irina, whether or not they go free Dendar, because they've got that crown thing. And yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds bad. I really hope they don't do that.
So you
Swear
should
to
go watch
God,
those.
Brandon, if you released Dendar the fucking Night Serpent, I'm killing Club. That's unforgivable.
I'm biased.
Hashtag
Dendar.
Club
Against the oppression. Club will never die.
Club is forever.
All right.
And
Awesome.
that's all I got.
Thank you so much.
Everywhere.
Players, remember to send me a laser taser phaser. You know what it means. Adios.
Bye-bye.